Welcome to the Relevant Talk Show. On this show, we feature the most prominent and important people, especially Ghana athletes, to delve into their journey through Ghana athletics and how things have been for them and ask them more questions about themselves. Today we have with us Mr. Thompson,
James Thomson,
Mr. James Thomson, with us, popularly known as Bakayano. Person who Bakayano no be free. I would kasa na say say him say this is a nickname.
yeah, Bakayano Nyamidipa, Dine James Thomson and Suma, but sporting cycle no, and I'm Bakayano Jamaica Kasa, I just working, so working, Bakayano, you see, Jamaica Kasa, and now we rap kakra. The Bakayano look around the nephew rap when you came and I'm the free. To what Bakayano with you?
To rap no fans and didn't know to another continue Jamaica.
They be fans now in the tool. Boy, be by school, Ghana those days. And I mean, yeah, Raga Kakra. Then all this idea in the tool.
Alright, so today your main topic is the state of Ghana athletics. When I say the state of Ghana athletics, I mean the current state of Ghana athletics, what Ghana athletics, the position Ghana athletics is right now, and what's going on in Ghana athletics, and how will the future be? Do you understand? So, first of all, before we come to your topic, I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself, your journey through Ghana athletics. When you joined Ghana athletics till now, what you've done, what you've contributed to Ghana athletics. When I say Ghana athletics, I don't mean maybe the federation or the governing body,
but you are
everything
about
athletics, whether an individual athlete, whether you bought food for somebody, or whether you even advertise an event or anything you contributed to Ghana athletics. I want to know.
Okay, thank you. I'm greeting your viewers. Yes, this is Bakayano, known in the sporting circles, but I'm James Thomson. Yeah, athletics, we've gone far. I started athletics somewhere in 1995, 94, 95, during my JHS, as it used to call.
94,
yes. 94, 95. Very good. We came to meet the likes of Abu, Aziz Zakari, Tanko Ibrahim, Philomena Mensah, Messi Aide, Daniel Ade, and the Ade family. I mean, those and Benjamin Bennett. Today he's in the British Army. Samuel Dodo and some great athletes. Yeah, so when we came, they were the seniors. So we were like the third batch. Aziz Zakari and Co were there, Sami and Co were the second batch. So when they left and it came to our turn, my mate, some Benjamin Bennett, Ruki Chisco, who is a Ghanaian, Canadian international. She ran for Ghana, she ran for Canada. Currently she's in Canada. We have Benjamin Bennett, Ishimoto. He was a prodigy of Adisco, and now he's with the British Army. So these were the crop of athletes we came to run with.
During the 95
yes, mid and late 90s and early 2000s. These were my group of athletes. So I proceeded to Ganami. That was in the year 1997. I completed JHS in 96 and 97. I went to my first year in Ganami. So I completed in 99. But Ganami, we were a family. We became a family. So even after completion of school, I was still hanging around, helping the school in sports, development of sports. So I was there up to, I think, 2010, 2009, 2009, 2010, when I left for Winnipeg to pursue coaching, specializing in athletics. But let me put this aside and come to my athletic circle. As I said, we started somewhere 94, 95, 96. So I went to Ganami. When we went to Ganami, we went and met the likes of Aziz Zakari and Co. By then they've completed
Ganami in Kumasi.
In Kumasi, Ganami, Ghana National Academy in Ijatec, Kumasi. Yeah. So when they left and we also took over from there. So I participated in some of the Entako. But unfortunately, 24th May, which was Wednesday, I was coming to Accra from Kumasi. By then, that was a Ganami zone. So they sent me for a mission in Accra.
The Ganami zone for the Inteku.
Yes, Ashanti Regional School and College Sports. It was our zone.
Yeah, okay.
So I was coming to Accra. Unfortunately, when we got to Odumasen Kwanta near Konongo, the car had an accident, somersaulted, and I was heavily infected. So since then, I couldn't run again. But because of the love I have for sports, I started doing recruiting. Big athletes like Atum Namadi of Hamas, Winifred Bonzi of Hamas, and some crop of players, including Kwame Bonsu, who played for Kotoko and left for Egypt. They were all players Bakayano helped to groom during my days at Ganabi. Sorry, Gadeko.
Gadeko. So after Ganami, you went to Gadeko.
After Ganabi, I went to Faith Senior High. That was around 2004, 2005. So I left Faith Senior High and went to Gadeko and Garden City. Later, it split into two. So we had Gadeko and Garden City Commercial.
Okay.
But fortunately, I coached both. And I qualified all of them to the Spadonals. You know, every coach, you have your philosophy, your targets. Some coaches target winning the Spadonals.
Okay.
Other coaches like me, we believe in the athlete development of the athletes. So we believe in just qualifying to the Spadonals. Okay. Sorry, the Spadonals, but not winning the Spadonals.
So we'll continue from there. Does that mean before you went to Gadeko, they were not able to qualify to the Spadonals, or they were?
Yes, for about 8 years.
Okay, okay.
They qualified. The last time was 8 years before I went. I went there about 2 months, but I qualified them to the Spadonals.
Okay, wow.
And most of the athletes too were students. Students 10 athletes.
Okay.
They didn't come to the school
Not
with
your
athletics.
recruited
Yes.
athletes.
Yes. I just pinpointed them from class to class, and I started training them. Hurdle, for instance, when we went to the stadium, one of my boys had his first hit, 400 hurdles. He won it, and the final he came fourth. That was his first experience. I think 2008. A boy who had training for about 2 months, but he won his heat, and the finals he came fourth. Yes, he's called Inokoti. He's now in Italy.
Right.
Yes. And when I was leaving Faith, I went to crop of some footballers. Some of them are in Turkey, Russia. One just passed away about some 5 months ago.
So when you say you went to some crop of footballers, that means you recruited them from junior high school or to the place, or how was it like?
Very good, very good. They were. I went to meet some of them at Faith.
Yeah, okay.
But because of the charisma, my performance in athletics, so they fell in love with me.
Okay.
So when I was leaving from Faith to Gadeko, they also followed me there. That if I'm going, they are also going. Yeah. So I went there, as I'm saying, I also did some recruitment, and we polished some of them. When we polished them, they had the opportunity. Most of them traveled. So as I'm saying, I'm just summarizing it because of time. Maybe next time, if you call me, I'll enumerate one by one what I've done. But I've scouted so many athletes, including Solomon Hammond, Atunya Badi, and many, many more. But these are the top amongst them. Footballers too, I've included good footballers, including Kwame Bonsu, who played for Kotoko about some 4 or 5 years ago.
So after you actively left athletics, was it only recruitment and nurturing that you were doing, or
no? For the love I had for athletics, I pursued my knowledge in athletics. So I went to Winnipeg University of Education to pursue athletics for some years. So when I completed, I also came out to work again till date.
Okay, so have you organized an athletics event in Ghana before?
So many. I'm the organizer of Williams Athletics. This is the 6th edition this year. Next year, by God's grace, we'll be doing the 7th edition. Through that, as I'm saying, we've scouted or brought out so many great athletes. Atuma Benjamin Azabati was the first winner. James Thomson, Rashid Sabino, and what's the name? Solomon Hammond. These are all athletes we scouted through the Williams Athletics.
I think all the athletes you've mentioned, except James Thomson, are all Olympians.
Very good.
Okay, so they
Very
passed
good.
through you.
Very good. They passed through Williams Athletics.
Oh, nice.
Azabati was the first winner in 2018.
Okay, yeah. So that's a very nice history about yourself. Yeah. So right now, I want, once I have known that you are very let me put it in raw English, old athletes. Give us a history about how Ghana athletics was from the 90s till let's say 4 years ago, how Ghana athletics was.
During those days, we used to have so many events. You know, we used to have seniors and juniors. We used to have 4 countries, 4 nations, 8 nations. We invite other countries. We used to have the mobile games, which was yearly event. Every year, we used to do it. At times, they invite foreigners, foreign athletes, Aziz Zakari and those athletes, top athletes from Europe, America, to come and compete with the home-based athletes. So it used to be very interactive and very interesting.
All the athletes I know who have naturalized for different countries are all old athletes. I've never seen any current or my age athletes who have naturalized for a different country. Were things flexible those days, or they were better athletes than these current athletes?
Very good. This is very interesting. If you compare those athletes to these days athletes, they were more mature than this, our current group of athletes. Look at an athlete like Aziz Zakari, Eric Kansa, Abu Tria, Solomon Amagata, 400 meters. I mean, those group of players, they had so many competitions. And you know, most of them, when they went, they didn't go to the universities. Athletes like Eric Kansa and Co. They went to clubs.
Okay.
So when they were competing always, you know, school after the school competition, if you are not that powerful or that good, you wouldn't be invited to do the Diamond League and the other big events. But as is Zakari, some of them were fortunate, like Eric Kansa I mentioned. They went through the club systems. So every week after week, they were having competition. So always they were on top forms. We have the fastest athlete to be Benjamin Azameti, first winner of the Williams Athletics Awards mentioned. He's very good in terms of time. He's having the current time. But in terms of, let me say, competitions, Aziz Zakari had good competitions more than Benjamin Azameti. And if you look at the athletes, as the crop of athletes Aziz Zakari competed with, let me say they were higher than or higher than the current group of athletes they are competing with. Okay. Because Aziz Zakari, they competed with athletes like Maurice Green, Asafa Powell, Michael Johnson, what's the name? Marian Jones. I mean, this group of athletes, they were all great athletes. In terms of publicity, they had publicity more than the current state of athletes we have.
All right. Almost all concerned stakeholders of Ghana athletics always complain about less competitions, lack of competitions in Ghana. Do you think that's the only problem of Ghana athletics, or you think if only that is changed, Ghana athletics is going to be better?
It is part of the problem, but that is holistically, that's not all the problems. We have series of problems. Competition is one. Now, the Williams competition is there. Other competitions are there to just help the federation because they can't do all. If you go to places like America itself doesn't organize competitions. They are individuals, schools, states, and some individuals like Michael Johnson and Co. Now, individually, they are also helping the states. So we shouldn't like burden the federation so much. So now the athletes, those who are in America, they create old athletes. Some of them, you know, last 2 years or so, they came to organize a past athletes games.
Yes.
It was very nice. They are planning to come and do it again. They all feel like helping close that gap. So I know gradually, as they've started, if we can all merge together and push the federation forward, there will be good news in the near future.
Yeah, okay. Ghana has hosted the All African Games. Do you think that is a stepping stone for Ghana athletics to be recognized on the world map?
Very good. Now we are having world-class starter tracks by Mondo. So I mean, we can organize so many international events of late or this time. So the All African Games, the facilities we've had or we got will help push Ghana forward to a very high step. Yes.
Apart from the physical facilities we are saying, what else have you seen that you can say to convince everyone that Ghana athletics is on a very bright path?
Ghana athletics have instituted a mechanism or a system whereby now most of the athletes are getting scholarship abroad. They are getting so many athletes who are now moving forward. You know, in terms of facilities, let's face the fact or call it spade a spade. We cannot compare ourselves to the European or American continent because they have the facilities, they have the money, in terms of motivation, whatever, they are far ahead of Ghana. So if we are fortunate today and the federation and some individuals are helping athletes to go to foreign. I know within the next, let's say, 2-3 years, Ghana will be producing top athletes to be competing with the Lower Niles, the Ferdinand Omanyala and Co. We saw the Olympic Games. The Heat, Omanyala and our boy, Samir Rashid. Rashid beat him. Psychologically, I can beat the big boys. So gradually we shall get there.
I believe athletics is not only about sprinting. And why do you think Ghana athletes are always qualifying for sprint events in major international competitions and not field events, distance events, and the rest? Do you think what is the problem? And can you suggest a solution for that?
What I'm saying is that naturally or biologically, Ghana is a sprinting country. Because from the if you check Makahe or Hidi Kakari and Co, we never had an exceptional long distance athlete. All of them were sprinters. Ohidi Kakari was a sprinter. Makahe and the woman Alice Anum and Co. They were all sprinters. So naturally, the country is born with sprinters more than once in a while we have one long distance, one full athlete, but majority of them are sprinters. Country like Jamaica, they also have sprinters. They don't have long distance, and they feel they don't do well. It's only once in a while. But majority of the good athletes are sprinters. If you go to places like Kenya, normally it's the climatical conditions too, and the natural environment. If you go to Kenya, you go to Uganda, you go to Tanzania, and those long distance countries, they have the mountainous regions or areas. So climatologically, the climate favors them. Are you getting it? But Ghana, our system is good for sprints.
I think I have to disagree with you on this one.
Okay.
Because when you say Ghana is a sprinting country and things are favoring only sprinters, the fastest African comes from Kenya right now. And it has been ages since we saw even a 400 meters runner in an international event from Kenya, let alone a 100 meters runner to be the best African athlete. That's Omanyala. So don't you think there's a way to change things? Because there are people in Ghana who compete in circuit games and national championship, in long distance events, field events. Don't you think it's their hope to get up there? And don't you think they are dependent on the stakeholder, federation or those who are leading them to help them get to the top?
What I'm saying is, I'm not disputing that we don't have good long distance athletes from Ghana. Omanyala, as you rightly said, how long did it take Kenya to produce Omanyala?
I think it's a long term thing, which Kenya did very well. Don't you think Ghana can adapt some long term strategies to build better field events athletes or better long distance
I will
athletes?
come there. I'm having an idea. If we can do, or we can do that, I'm sure it will help Ghana athletics in the near future. How will he give us, I think, 4-year program from 96 to 2000? His program for developing our group was 4 years. Really, that's 4 years. We had so many athletes from my group or my mates who hit the international scale. Samuel Lukichisco, Esther Dankwa, and Co. I mean, he gave us a 4-year program. So I think if our federation or the government of Ghana, GOC, Ghana Athletics, National Sports Authority, if they can come together and select, let's say, 10 athletes, long distance athletes, full athletes, sprinters. Let's give ourselves some years, maybe next Olympic Games, 2028. So we are grooming these athletes, like the athletes we sent to under 15 or so, those we sent to Cote d'Ivoire about some months ago. Let's groom or absorb all those athletes. Give them local coaches. Give them psychologists. Say we are grooming these boys for the next 4 years Olympics. They are going nowhere. We are giving them good motivation. If schools, let them go to schools in Legon, UCC, let them attend Ghanaian universities. Yes. So that we can monitor them, give them good diet for 4 years. I bet you, it will be a cliffhanger between the local athletes and the foreign athletes. But until we do that, once in a while we'll get a bright athlete. Once in a while we will not get, because now what are the replacements in place for Alphabetic and Co? We need to think of that as a nation. We shouldn't always depend on them locally. Let's look at let's say Tobago and his group. They are locally based athletes who are based in Botswana, but they come to the world stage, come to cause surprises, a lot of surprises. We can do same. Let's pick some athletes. I'm betting you if we can do that, those who went to Cote d'Ivoire, let's maintain them. Let's give them about 4 or 5 coaches. There are so many coaches, including me, when we completed university for about 10 years now, we've not had any opportunity to coach. You can put some of those coaches, give them to the athletes. Give yourself 3 years. They should go to international competition, maybe Africa. If there's no money like Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, Togo, then African games and Senegal, we should use them locally for 3 years. I'm telling you, they are going to shock the world. And this girl, what's the name? By the name. Yes, she had scholarship at Senegal and the Olympic training center over there. She spent about 3 years. That was when my by the name became by the name. We can do same. It's not late.
It's very. We've made things very clear now. Things look very, very dull this time in the athletics family and the athletics body, and people are very, very downhearted when it comes to, like, they don't know what is in it for them, what the future holds for them in Ghana athletics, and most of the athletes are moving from the country to Europe, US. Do you have something to tell the athletes who are focusing on traveling outside to be better? And do you have to tell the local based athletes who are not getting the opportunity to travel and who depend on only local competitions?
Okay, thank you very much for this question. I wouldn't tackle the athletes too much, but I'll tackle Ghana government because we are all Ghanaians. The opportunity given to football. You know, we have football and lesser known sports. There is nothing like lesser known sports. There's nothing like lesser known because all the sports Ghana do, athletics, boxing, badminton, they are well known sports. So why are we terming them as lesser known sports? What to do to the football for the footballers? Do it for the athletes. Olympic Games, footballers didn't qualify, boxers didn't qualify. It's only swimmers and athletics. Meaning the government need to give some attention to athletics. As I'm saying, the local athletes, have to walk to the stadium. After they need to walk to have their homes. You know, at times even food to eat after training. Yet you expect these athletes to go and perform for Ghana. I will not blame the federation. I will not blame National Sports Authority. I will blame the ministry and the government. Because the minister, he was happy when our athletes were performing at the 2023 Accra All African Games 2023, the 10th edition. He was happy. So after, what is he doing? Some of the athletes, even when they were to travel back to their bases, America and Co, it was problematic. So I will not blame the federation. I will not blame the athletes, but I will blame the ministry and the government as a whole. What are they doing? Because always we want Ghana to perform. When they went to these Olympic Games and their baton fell, we were blaming the athletes. But as a country, what did you do? What sort of motivation did we put in place to push the athletes? Are you getting it? Countries like America and Co, they all do drop the baton. But look at the motivation given them. So you can blame them. But unlike Ghana, we don't get those facilities. How long did we even go to camping for these Olympic Games? You understand? Look at Japan. When it comes to relay, they are one of the dangerous countries. But when it comes to individual performance, they come down near Ghana.
Yes.
But when it comes to relay, their team is dangerous more than Ghana. Why? Because they practice. They use here to do practicals. But Ghana, no, we believe we are good. We go and perform magic. No, there's no magic in sports. Are you getting it? So the government need to push money. Because most of if they don't know, I'm telling them, most of the athletes, they walk to the stadium and walk to their various homes after training. Even food to eat. At times it's a problem. That's why most of them are trying to travel outside the country. But if the government can compensate them and take good care of them, they will go nowhere and they will perform marvelously.
All right. Thank you very much. Do you have any words of hope or anything else you need to add?
Very good. Very good. I'll tell the athletes that they shouldn't lose focus or hope in trying. Now there are good past athletes in America and elsewhere who are trying to get them schools and what have you. The GA is also liaising with people like us to organize more competitions. because if you train and you don't get competition, you become rusty. So we are also partnering with the GAA to organize more competitions for them. So they should have hope and know that there is a brighter future for them.
All right. Thank you very much. Do you have anyone you want me to greet or
Yes,
send some appreciations?
I'll greet our sports minister. I'll greet Mr. Benu Mesa, GOC president. I'll greet Mr. Bawa Fuseni, GA president. I'll greet Wisdom Low, past athlete who is also in America and he felt very well. And all the entire athletics fraternity. I'm greeting all of them.
All right. Thank you very much for having time for the relevant talk show. See you again next time.